It's a wardrobe. Wow. Let's see what's in it. Should I? Whoa. Whoa. Well, I don't think we're in Narnia, but I think we are ready to discuss what we read in chapter 12. So let's discuss foreshadowing. And foreshadowing is when the author makes hints as to what is going to come later in the story. And when we think about the word foreshadowing, we might see the word before, which we know what the before means, and shadow. Okay, and a shadow, we know when we see a shadow, we can most of the time make out what the shadow is of. Okay, so I want you to think about that with foreshadowing. When an author uses foreshadowing, they want to hint as to what is to come. They don't want to shock us, okay? And the author can either choose with events to surprise or shock us, or use hints. In life, we might have times where our parents might give us hints. It might be our birthday coming up, and our mom or dad might hint as to what we're going to get, and we can make predictions, or we can have a complete surprise. And it's no different than in a book. And even in real life, we have signs. Your parents, as they're driving, they may have signs on the road, deer crossing. They kind of have a hint as to, or a caution to drive slowly and not be so surprised if they do see a deer crossing. Okay? We have seen foreshadowing before this year. 2 units ago, when we talked about the birch bark house and we read the birch bark house, the author gave hints. In the birch bark house, remember how in the fall when they had their rice season and they were harvesting the rice, and the grandmother felt that it was a poor rice season. And also in the fall when baby brother Pinch took all of the, or most of the berries, we kind of got a hint that winter was going to be harsh and there would be limited food, would be scarce. So those were some examples of foreshadowing in our last unit. Okay, so in chapter 12 we also see some hints, and I want to talk about 2 in particular. One, whenever they were with the beavers and Father Christmas arrived, he gave the children gifts, and the gifts were sword, shield, bow and arrows. Right, that was a hint. And also later on, when the children meet the lion Aslan, Peter fights the wolf and he uses his sword, and he does kill the wolf in the battle after he meets the lion. And the lion gives him some advice afterwards, and the lion says, "Rise up, Sir Peter Wolfsbane, and never forget to wipe your sword." When the lion says this, we as readers feel that there's an obvious hint. And I'm not going to talk to you about what that hint is. I want you to go on your Nearpod, on Google Classroom, and discuss what you think the author is trying to tell the reader. Okay, so that again is foreshadowing. This is not something new. We talked about it with Birch Bark House, but with the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, we're going to discuss it again. And I want you to write down your thoughts on what the author is trying to, what the author is trying to hint for us. Okay. On another note, we do have Turkish Delight, and I know a big part of this novel is Edmund's decision to follow the witch, and he was taken by spell by eating this Turkish Delight, enchanted Turkish Delight. So I was able to order some that came in, and I want you to take a look at it. It's basically a jelly candy. It's covered with a powdered sugar. If you open a piece, you see it's like a jelly candy without a shell. And again, it's covered with powdered sugar. It's sort of like a Mike and Ike candy. Imagine that without a shell or a covering, just sugar. All right. All right, just a reminder though, we will have our Nearpod. It is on our Google Classroom at this time, and your Nearpod will have some information on foreshadowing. It will also have information about lions and also more information about the candy, the Turkish delight. Thank you and have a great day.